So this is by Jason Schreier. Activision Blizzard staff signed petition supporting labor lawsuit. So this is the lawsuit that is happening to Blizzard, and the staff has signed the petition supporting this lawsuit because, like I said, there were people who were actually denying that this was a thing. So more than 2,000 current and former Activision Blizzard Inc. employees have signed a letter calling the company's responses to a recent discrimination lawsuit abhorrent and insulting. The new letter, which was reviewed by Bloomberg, was circulated Monday following a turbulent week for the publisher behind games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. Last week, the California Department of Fair Housing and Employment filed an explosive lawsuit against Activision Blizzard that alleged sexual discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. In response, a spokesman for the company called the allegations false and distorted. How dare you? How fucking dare you? A subsequent email from Activision executives Francis Townsend, who is apparently someone who was okay with torture or something like that. I've heard something about this lady. Like, she worked for the Bush administration and she was big on torture or whatever. Described the suit's claims as factually incorrect, old, and out of context. But dozens of current and former employees, particularly at the Irvine, California-based subsidiary Blizzard Entertainment, have come out on social media in support of the lawsuit's claims and share their own allegations of discrimination. Internally, some Blizzard employees have been fuming and pushing back against what they see as legitimate grievances against the company's culture, according to employees who asked not to be identified. Activision Blizzard has had 9,500 employees at the end of last year. Our company executives have claimed that actions will be taken to protect us, but in the face of legal action. So it took them basically getting sued to actually say, oh, we'll protect you, we'll save you. The troubling official responses that followed: we no longer trust that our leaders will place employee safety above their own interests. Because they won't. Because they never have. Because companies don't do this, particularly in the gaming industry, as it turns out. They do not respect talent, which is why they churn. They churn and they churn and they churn. Like we've talked about this, it's just like the Steve Jobs video, where basically have creators that created the stuff that put these companies on the map, but then they lose power because it doesn't matter if they create something amazing to these companies. It only matters is how can they make money out of it. Doesn't matter if, like, these people could fucking cure cancer. Literally. And everything the marketing would care about, okay, but how can we monetize it? As a matter of fact, that's like a whole different topic I could go into about how it's actually more profitable for the medical industry to keep treating cancer than to actually cure it. But let's not even go that deep, okay? I don't want to go there, because that would be like a whole nother ball game there. The letter says, to claim this is a truly meritless and irresponsible lawsuit while seeing so many current and former employees speak out about their own experiences regarding harassment and abuse is simply unacceptable. The full letter. To the leaders of Activision Blizzard, we, the undersigned, agree that the statements from Activision Blizzard Inc. and their legal counsel regarding the DFEH lawsuit, as well as the subsequent internal statement from Francis Townsend, are abhorrent and insulting to all that we believe our company should stand for. To put it clearly and unequivocally, our values as employees are not accurately reflected in the words and actions of our leadership. We believe these statements have damaged our ongoing quest for equality inside and outside our industry. Categorizing the claims that have been made as distorted, in many cases false, creates a company atmosphere that disbelieves victims. It also casts doubt on our organization's ability to hold abusers accountable for their actions and foster a safe environment for victims to come forward in the future. These statements make it clear that our leadership is not putting our values first. Immediate corrections are needed from the highest levels of our organization. Our company executives have claimed that actions will be taken to protect us, but in the face of legal action and the troubling official responses that followed, We no longer trust that our leaders will place employee safety above their own interests. To claim this is a truly meritless and irresponsible lawsuit while seeing so many current former employees speak out about their own experiences regarding harassment and abuse is simply unacceptable. We call for official statements that recognize the seriousness of these allegations and demonstrate compassion for victims of harassment and assault. We call on Frances Townsend to stand by her word to step down as executive sponsor of the ABK Employee Women's Network as a result of the damaging nature of her statement. We call on the executive leadership team to work with us on new and meaningful efforts that ensure employees, as well as our community, have a safe place to speak out and come forward. We stand with all our friends, teammates, colleagues, as well as the members of our dedicated community who have experienced mistreatment or harassment of any kind. We will not be silenced. We will not stand aside, and we will not give up until the company we love is a workplace we can feel proud of to be a part of again. We will be the change. I hope that they are successful with this. But I'm be real. I don't think it's happening. Like, what's going to happen is a lot of the people that signed this will end up getting fired. This is probably what's going to happen. I'm just telling you guys from my experience, from the stuff that I've seen in AAA gaming, from, you guys know me, I'm no Jason Schreier, It's like, I just play video games on the internet, and sometimes I talk about stuff that is happening in the industry. I'm just another guy. But from my experience, when it comes to these companies that they just want to make a quick buck, what's going to happen is a lot of these people are going to end up getting fired. The remaining people, because they need a paycheck, they're probably going to end up being silenced. And Activision's going to do their best to sweep this under the rug. That's going to happen. They're going to do their best to sweep this under the rug. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to see Blizzard, somehow redeem themselves. But let's be completely real here. That's just not the world that we live in. The world that we live in very rarely has a happy ending. When stuff goes as far and, festers as deep as the things that we are listening about in the Blizzard situation, it's going to be very hard to enact change. Now, it is also important for people to understand that it is not okay to harass employees, because this is something that I've been reading about this past week a lot. There's a lot of people that have been harassing employees, that have been harassing streamers that want to stream these games, and just people that want to play these games. That ain't it. You're not hitting the right people. Like, the only thing that you can do is hit them in their pockets. Like, that's it. That's the only thing that you can do. And that doesn't mean harassing other people, because that makes everybody else look bad. If you're harassing other people and basically forcing your own viewpoint onto somebody else, that just makes everybody else look bad. So, in order to enact change, these people are doing the right thing. These over 2,000 employees, they're signing these letters. They're doing their best. And I hope they're successful. I wish them the best. And if there was anything that I could do to improve their chances of, essentially winning their arguments, convincing people to do right by what is happening, actually creating a different working environment, if there was literally anything that I could do, I would love to do it. I would love to help. Highly doubt anybody's going to reach out to me. I'm small fry. There's a lot of bigger YouTubers and streamers and whatnot that talked about this, and they will probably reach out to them, is what I would expect. But, I do hope the best for these people, but I'm not going to hold my breath, because I don't believe that the way that Blizzard is set up now, I don't believe that you can go back to ever having the respect of the player base. I just don't think that's a thing. If anything, I hope that this serves as a catalyst to improve working conditions around the industry for everybody as a whole. That's what I really hope that comes out of this. But I don't see this changing. Like I said, they're going to do their best to sweep this under the rug. As a matter of fact, that's directly connected to the next article that I have here, which is Activision Blizzard, this was sent to me by Shadowmancers, hires law firm with reputation for union busting. So I had actually seen a Twitter post that talked about this last week. But basically, this is related to the statement from Bobby Kotick, which is like unionizing could potentially be something that is good for the gaming industry because then they would actually be listened to. These employees would actually, they would have a union. They would be able to actually have impact. But, in the same breath that Bobby Kotick goes and like, we're going to do right by you. We're going to, we're working with this company. They're going to fix everything. And this company is a company that basically goes against unionization. It's like, dude. Bobby Kotick is literally just like, he has one hand stretched out, like, here, I'll help you. Grab my hand. And then the other hand has like a gun. And it's like, yeah, grab my hand. Grab my hand so that I can aim better and shoot you in the fucking face. That's kind of like what Bobby Kotick is doing right there. I'm sure they just picked that law firm by accident. Yeah, Shadow Man, I'm sure it was an accident. It was 100%, guys. 100. I mean, you guys don't trust Bobby Kotick? You guys don't trust Bob? Come on, man. Bobby just wants to get another boat, man. What the fuck? In the middle of a massive controversy, Activision Blizzard turns heads by hiring union-busting law firm WilmerHale to review its human resource policies. Activision Blizzard's in hot water as emboldened employees speak out about workplace conditions in a letter to its employees. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick claims it will do everything it can to build a kind of inclusive workplace that is essential to foster creativity and inspiration. While this may sound like a positive step forward, it is doing so by working with a distinguished law firm known as WilmerHale. This law firm has a history of union busting and is currently working with Amazon to prevent its workers from unionizing. Oh, so good. The people that have to piss in bottles because they can't even take a fucking piss break. Needless to say, this choice has drawn extra attention to the situation. Well, it's impossible to say whether Activision Blizzard is sincere in its desire to make its workplace better for its employees. It can't be denied that, like any business, its primary focus is money! Massive developers spared no expense in choosing its legal representation, and it's difficult to separate WilmerHale's union-busting reputation from Activision Blizzard's recent anti-union sentiments. The video game industry as a whole has come under fire recently for promoting unhealthy work environments. Between numerous claims of sexual harassment within major video game developers and publishers, like Ubisoft. I'm going to keep bringing Ubisoft up, dude. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys for what you do. Like Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, those people. A veritable pandemic of harmful crunch culture. Okay, I've talked about crunch before. Crunch is a different subject. I don't want to get into it. And other issues, many gamers feel as though it's time for some serious reform. Unionizing is one way that the employees of Activision Blizzard could ensure their voice would be heard, but actually forming a union is becoming harder and harder with each new development. The employees of Activision Blizzard came together and issued a response to this letter, and although it doesn't mention WilmerHale by name, it does list off some other issues that were left unaddressed. These include concerns about pay transparency and notably a call for employee selection of a third party to audit human resources and other company processes. These are the exact types of things that WilmerHale could help Activision fight against, but there are really no telling what Activision Blizzard's true plans are. The rhetoric shared by Activision Blizzard makes it seem as though WilmerHale is being brought on to improve human resources in the company and provide employees with better resources to address issues. If this does end up happening, it would be a major step forward for employees. Given the slew of allegations towards Activision Blizzard and other issues, it's understandable that both employees and onlookers might be a bit wary, though. At any rate, this battle is far from over, and WilmerHale's entrance is sure to mix things up. I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's like when I said that they were going to sweep this under the rug, this is exactly what they're doing. They want to make sure that these people are as powerless as possible, which is why they brought on this company that, discourages people from actually unionizing so that they can impact any meaningful change in the industry. So like I said, on the one hand, you got Bobby Kotick going like, here you go, take my hand. I'll help you. I swear. And then on his other hand, he's got a gun. He's about to shoot you in the face, and the second you take his hand, he's like, pop! Gotcha! Gotcha! And the worst part is, I wouldn't even be surprised if these companies are not in contact with like each other, like big AAA publishers. I would not be surprised if they're not in contact with each other, and they probably have like blacklists of like, hey, this person right here, this person's kind of like a bit of an agitator. You might not want to hire him. I wouldn't even be surprised if that is the case, which is going to make it harder for a lot of these people that actually signed this document to find employment in the AAA industry, the AAA video gaming industry.